Hey everybody, 404 Yeti here. So today we're going to do another BugForge challenge. This time we're going to follow up on the Shady Oaks financial app. So this one has been done before, but this time they're going to target a different idea. So today they're going to talk about race conditions. So first, let's talk about what a race condition is. So this is typically what happens when a process has to deal with time, or maybe multiple processes at the same time. Sometimes the web app will have to do some checks and sanitizations to make sure that things are proper. But if maybe multiple requests are happening at the same time, this could screw up that process, right? So typically it will have trouble with synchronizing, kind of working together. So if it's overwhelmed by too many processes, or maybe two processes at the same time, it could be kind of a fatal error, or it could cause a big problem for the web app, and something will succeed somewhere. So this is typically what attackers like to do, is they like to check the race condition to see if they can maybe make something happen. So for a good example, like in banking apps, maybe two people are trying to send money at the same time, maybe one will get the other, and then boom, somehow now we have money. Okay, so that's kind of a race condition. Now I don't think it's very common. I think these are some rare use cases. But still, I think when we're doing web application testing, I think it's really important to at least try and attempt it, just to make sure that we don't miss that in our enumeration or vulnerability steps. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and pull up this challenge. So we're going to go ahead and start up the lab. As you can see, I've already completed it, but it's good to practice. Now for race conditions, I haven't really done this too much on Kaido, just because I just don't know if it's capable or not. But we're definitely going to use Burp Suite for this one. So we're going to come over to Burp Suite, and we're just going to go into our proxy, and we're going to open browser. Now I have Foxy Proxy, and I can actually go through that process, but I think this is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So we're just going to open up the lab here. And then of course the same process. Anytime you're doing any sort of web application testing, you should always make an account so you have full access to the functionality. So make sure you do that. As you can see, I've done a lot of engagements, so that's kind of cool, but also kind of bad. All right, so let's look at the web app. So here we can see my dashboard. I have about $1,000. This is my current cash balance. So you can check things like trading, portfolio exchange, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out the exchange. So right now we have euros. So I have 1,000 euros, which is pretty cool, but I want to convert it to USD. So what we'll do is we're just going to take half of our amount and we're just going to convert it. So we're going to say, okay, I want 500 euros to convert to USD. So that's going to come out to 543.87. So we're going to go ahead and hit convert. And so now what's going to happen is we're going to take a look at that request in Burp Suite, and we're going to see what's happening. So we're going to come over to our convert currency API. And here we can see a couple things. We can see from currency. So we can see our euro is going to be our denominator. Then we have two concurrency. So this will be our next, what is it going to convert to? And then our amount. So let me see, 500. Okay, so this is really, really crucial. So this is the right request that we need to see if we can pull off the attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this to repeater 5 times. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I could have done that much quicker, but since this is a demonstration, I just kind of want to keep it simple for the audience. Okay, so now we have all these requests. So one thing we can do is we can actually run these in groups. So let's go ahead and hit our little plus sign, and we're going to say new group tab. So here we're going to just name it race condition, and now let's add all of those conditions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now as you can see, we have everything set up as a group. So now we can run these all at the same time. So now let's look at the send button. Let's go to the down arrow and let's see what kind of options we have. So we have send group in sequence. So this is a single connection. We can send in group in sequence. So this will be like a separate connection. And then finally we have send group in parallel, send single packet attack. So this is what we want to do, is we want to send all 5 attacks all at once. So we're going to do it in parallel. So we're going to click that. And so what's going to happen is all 5 of these requests are going to go at the same time. So if it works, 1, we should see the flag, but then 2, we can go back and check the financial records to make sure that it was accurate. So let's go ahead and hit send. All right. So as you can see that we did get a 200 okay. And we saw that we converted 543.87, and it was done several times, obviously. And here we get our flag. So this is very useful. So now, just as a proof of concept, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check that balance to make sure that it actually went into our account. So I'm going to go into tester. I'm going to check it out, see if it's in there. All right, here we are. So I have a negative balance of 2,000 euros, but I have $3,263.22 in USD. So we can see that this is actually a very dangerous problem, and it should be addressed quickly. So guys, this is just a really brief walkthrough to the BugForge Daily Challenge. Hopefully you guys liked it, learned something interesting, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.